Hello everyone, this is Jax here with Nomadic Wonders and Shalom Temple Journey. And today I have the pleasure of being with Selina Delangre. She is the CEO and the owner of Celtic Salt. You probably are familiar with that brand. So, what is the actual name of that brand?
Celtic Sea Salt. It's Selina Naturally Celtic Sea Salt.
And she is located
in Arden, North Carolina.
Yeah, so she's not far from me. She's actually about an hour, and I was so surprised when I had contacted her to be part of our Sustain Me event, which is a 5-day immersive event here at Mill Springs Tryon Equestrian Center, March 18th through the 22nd. And when I called her, I was so surprised that she was right here in our area, ready to serve. So I'm going to interview her so you guys can get to know her a little bit more, what her company is all about and what her mission is all about. So Selina, why don't you give us a little bit of an intro about who you are and how you came into owning this amazing company?
Sure. I'm Selina, and it's crazy that my name means salt, but I was born with this name, didn't change my name to have this occupation. And I grew up with migraine headaches really bad, and I just didn't know anything about health and anything. But I moved to California, and I met my husband, and his parents were macrobiotic, and that was my first introduction to you are what you eat. I didn't even think that your food had any impact of how you felt. And so at that point, I decided to dive in because I felt amazing when I would eat with them. I felt fantastic. And so that was my first introduction to kind of the natural world. And this was, in 1979.
Wow.
Yeah, before the internet.
How do we do it?
I know, what have I met? But the awesome thing is I remember going to my in-laws' house and sitting there having dinner with them, and they started to talk about the sea salt and how it mimics our own body's composition, and how the ocean has magnesium and sodium and chloride and potassium, and how our body has magnesium, sodium, and I was almost in tears and wow, our creator did that.
Right.
Totally divine, the fact that the earth is 70% and our body is 70%, come on. Who can doubt that there's a creator, that there's a divine intention behind all of this, right?
Yeah.
And then that was my first introduction to health food and sea salt.
And how old were you during that time?
19 years old.
19 years old. See, you're never too young or too old to get started. So just, trust the journey. Now, I want to go back to your name, Selina, because when I first heard your name, Selina, and Celtic Salt, I was like, oh, okay, her parents must have named her Selina. Because, if you have a company with salt, Selina, in Spanish is sal. So I'm like, oh, I wonder if Selina has to do something with it.
Yeah.
So tell me about your name. Let's go back there, because I believe that's part of your purpose and your mission in life, because I do believe we're all born to do something great in this world, not just to pay bills. I always say that because we all need to find our purpose. So go back to your name. Were your parents aware at all?
No, they named me after an aunt that lived in Texas, and it just came up. But I agree with you. Our souls come here with a mission, and I do believe that my name had something to do with it. Did I know at the time? No, I did not. But isn't that crazy?
It's very fitting, that's for sure.
Yeah.
What has been, from the moment that you met your husband and you came into this Celtic Salt world, and then you took over, right? So what has been your mission with Celtic Salt for you and for the world?
My mission is to diversify the sourcing, because anything could happen. A hurricane, duh. Anything could happen. And, just like wines, there's grapes from all over that hold different benefits and features. And so that was my big message that God gave me, was you must have a diversification of sources. And so when I put that out there, I started getting people coming to me saying, will you test my salt? Will you see if it meets the profile of the Celtic Sea Salt mission? And all the salts that I have today, they came to me. I did not come to them. So you can just tell, they came to me. So everybody out there, you think you have to go out and make things happen? Surrender and let it happen.
Amen. What are some lessons have you learned in this journey? Any like 2 lessons that you can think of?
I think right now, and I'm still trying to practice it, is to replace fear with faith.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Because the fear, when I think about, when I think about my book that I wrote and all the challenges I got through it, all the different things that happened in the book, none of it happened. It was the fear.
The fear. And the fear paralyzes you.
It does.
And it steals our faith.
And it also contradicts all the water we drink, all the healthy food we eat, and everything. It contradicts it all.
Right. And you just talked about your book. What's the name of your book?
It's called In Her Element, and it's the story of all the different sources of salt from all over the world and how I found them and my relationship with all these sources, and growing the company and how all these amazing people in my life helped me to grow the company, and about my son also that was born with cerebral palsy, and he lived to be 28 years old before he decided to cross over, but everything that he taught me, even though he never spoke a word, that's what the book is about.
I read the book and I read it in one day. Just so so y'all get yourself In Her Element by Selina. It encouraged me because with everything happening in the world, with my own journey and then this event, it kind of gave me the push forward to keep going. Like, okay, she dealt with that. She has a big, huge company. I'm like here trying to hide. And I'm supposed to do this event. I can't do it from hiding. So her book really did encourage me to go forward and find my voice and actually bring the voice to the world so that I can, attract other people into this journey. What was the main message you wanted to convey in your book?
Surrender. The power of surrender. Yeah.
Surrender, yes. Surrender is where we're at right now. Especially right now with all the darts happening in the world, we cannot do anything, on our own. And I've been learning about unity, surrendering and looking for the support systems, right? Because right now we want to do everything alone. You know that they have separated us. They have separated us so much that now we think, oh, we could do it on our own. It's our own thing. But one thing that I have learned is that we don't need to do it alone. We can surrender into each other and into the Creator's, authority and power, because they don't like the Creator's authority and power. When I say Yah, I'm saying I am, the great I am, right? So I am surrendered to that power. For me, it's very, very important to know who I'm surrendering to, because you can surrender to, like, Billy was sharing with, I don't know, some song or that has some weird Latin American goddess. You gotta be careful with these, with these false idols. So let's get back to what is your desire for the future of this company, Celtic Salt?
My desire is to have the Celtic sea salt in every pantry all over the world, and to continue to source these amazing crystals from all over the world, and make them available to everyone, and really try to do it as gracefully as possible, and see how many other people we can support and lift up, in this. It's kind of interesting that salt is an ingredient that's almost in everything. And so it makes me feel very honored that I get to be an ingredient in everything.
Yes, and salt is a crystal, right?
Absolutely.
So what are your thoughts about that and the role that these crystals, amazing mineralized crystals, play in our own life?
Absolutely. Just like water holds energy and messages, so does salt, because of the crystals. And every crystal of salt that comes into my company, I bless. So I have a blessing ball that I hold, and for every container that comes in, as it's on its way, I just ask God to just put angels and white lights all around every single crystal, every person that's harvesting the salt, every person that's packaging it. So, and then every customer that touches it. And people can call it woo-woo, whatever you want. But how did somebody like me that got really bad grades in school, that doesn't have a good business degree, that makes a lot of bad decisions, that doesn't hold people accountable very well, how did I build this company? Prayer.
And this goes back to the surrender.
Absolutely.
Right? And as far as crystals and the salt being a crystal, obviously when we take in that crystal, it's going to power up this temple. It's light. That's what it is, the magnifier light. So your mitochondria needs the salt to power up the motherboard, right? How has salt changed your life?
Basically, it's just, it's given me the opportunity to meet a lot of people, definitely a lot of people. But to me, I mean, I can't even start my day without putting some salt in my water, you know? I mean, I think about how, you know, I don't really like to drink water, but when I put a pinch of salt in it, it goes down so much easier. And I guess just my health in general. But the main thing is the people. It's, you know, really at the end of the day, what are our most precious assets? And it's the people.
The people. What is your next, what's next for Celtic Salt for you in your journey? Where are you at in your journey?
Yeah, next I would like to be able to, I'm writing another book.
Yes.
And this book is really just to talk about the, you know, all the different chapters of a business. Because a business has a birth and a business also has an exit. And I think it's important for business owners to, when they give birth to their business, to be thinking about their exit, thinking about the time it's out of the nest or whatever, and be putting that intention with it. And I think that's what I want my next book to be about, is to empower people that have companies to understand this is a baby, but it has its own destiny, and you're just a steward of this destiny, and how you can kind of steward it along. So that's what the future is to hopefully empower other business owners and people with special needs children. And that's really what life is all about. And I mean, that's what scriptures is. It's stories to help empower us.
That's right. And now, with this event, Sustain Me, what are you going to be speaking? Can you give me like a little bit of like a title or a description of what you want to bring to this event?
I'm excited to give people a tour of all of my salt.
Okay.
And I think what I do is I don't really, I'm not the one that's educating people of how calcium helps you and magnesium and potassium. That's not me. I have enough Barbara O'Neills that does it for me.
Yes.
What I do is people that are promoting the salt and recommending it and making sure they can trust me. So it's my responsibility to make sure that all of my sources has integrity and they're ethical and that's really it. That's the future, and that's my responsibility, is to make sure I can provide these salts, no matter what the weather holds or no matter what might come across, you know, with it. Now I'm going to be sharing that journey. I'll be showing a slideshow presentation of all the pictures of each place that we've been and how the company got started.
Excellent. So to know more about Selina and her topics, what she's going to be talking about at the Sustain Me event, March 18th through the 22nd, I welcome you all to come join us. It's going to be amazing. I mean, she's going to be there. You can grab her book. I'm sure she'll be able to sign it for you if you ask nicely. And and if you drink your salt water. But with that, I wanted to wrap up and just say thank you so much. By the way, if you're not aware, Selina has sponsored us. She's one of our co-sponsors for this event. She has partnered up with Nomadic Wonders, which is my company, and my nonprofit, Shalom Temple Journey. So she has been an amazing inspiration for me to keep going and to not give up on this event, y'all. So let's just give her some love, okay?
Give her some love.
Give her some love. So thank you so much for listening to this amazing interview with Selina, and I hope to see you there. And check the links if they're posted below, where you can get your tickets. Right now is ticket sales time. So please tell your friends, tell your companies, pray about it, and come join us. Thank you so much.